So you closed your first client, now what? What's going on, guys? My name's Cam and I help people literally just like you run, scale, and grow their social media marketing agencies. I've been looking at a lot of other SMMA gurus and like really great big YouTube channels, and what I noticed is that they hardly ever talk about how to manage and keep clients. Usually most of the bigger YouTube clients and even some of my older past videos, so I'm at fault for it too, only talk about how to close clients. But there is so much more outside of actually closing a client that you need to know and that you need to have down pat in order to run a successful social media marketing agency. So that's what this entire video is going to be about. You close your client. Now I'm going to give you the next steps on what to do to keep that client happy and to keep that client from being a headache of you not having your backend systems in place. So let's get into it. But before I do, I want to make a quick note here, because even if you haven't closed your first client, like a lot of people in my Discord channel, then you need to make sure to still watch this video. Because once you do close your first client, I promise you're going to need all of these tips the same. And if you wait too late to implement them, then it could come back and bite you in the butt a whole lot later down the line. The first thing that you need to do is put together your onboarding checklist. So in the beginning, once you onboard a client or successfully land a client, you need to have a checklist of things that you do and things that you communicate to your client to make sure that entire transition is extremely smooth. A few of the things that are in my initial onboarding is a Slack or some form of communication. It's really, and I mean extremely helpful to keep all of your communication in one place. I like to use Slack whenever you start doing things through text messages or through emails or through like all of these different platforms. A lot of things get lost and it's like a breeding ground for lots of miscommunication. So I use Slack as my go-to communication channel for all of my clients. Next, you need to figure out how you're going to keep and store sensitive information. Remember, your client is going to be sharing with you their passwords, a lot of their numbers, and literally an entire half of their business. You need to figure out a way to keep that safe. I like to use LastPass. LastPass.com is a way that you can securely share passwords in order to give that extra layer of security, and it helps your clients feel extremely comfortable, so it's super important. Next, you need to have some type of intake form. Remember, you're going to be helping somebody out with their business, but the thing is, you're a social media expert. You're not an expert in whatever area or industry that your potential client is in. You need a place where your client can fill out a lot of information about their target audience, information about the content they're expecting from you, literally anything that you feel like they need to know. You need to have a place where they put all of that information into one thing, so whenever you need to go back and reference something, you have it laid out for you. I like to use a very simple Google intake form. I'll make sure to leave a sample of that in the link below as far as like my free resources section, but that is super duper important, and I cannot tell you how many times I thought a customer wanted one thing from me. I read the Google intake form and I was like, you know what, maybe I don't think I understood them as correctly as I thought I did at first, but now after seeing them explain different parts of their business that otherwise I never would have even thought to ask, it's really saved me. The next one, and this is actually pretty important, and I cannot believe so many people forget about it. How are you going to accept payments? I usually recommend Upwork to close your first few clients, but what about closing a client that isn't through Upwork? How are you going to send your payments? For me, I like to use simple invoicing. It's $10 a month for the premium version, and I highly recommend getting the premium version, but only after you've closed your first client, because it is literally the best thing that I've used to save me so much time whenever it comes to the X and Y's and Z's of putting together invoices. And instead of doing wire transfers or having checks written out to you, you can basically send out an email where customer can input their credit card or debit card information in only a few days. It's super duper simple, super duper clear. Trust me, simple invoices is the way to go. The next thing, you have to have some type of contract. Like I said, I'm going to leave a whole lot of helpful links below. So I'm going to leave like my contract template, but make sure that you edit it based on the things that you'll be doing. Contracts are extremely important. And I can't tell you how legally binding they are, but at the very least, it's important to have in writing how you plan on getting paid, the services that you plan on deliver, when those services are going to be delivered, and a lot of the black and white stuff that a lot of business owners are going to want to see. And one of the very last things you need is a timetable. If you don't have a timetable that accurately describes how long it takes you to make content, when your customer can expect to hear back from you, and literally every little thing that you feel like you don't need to explain, that you probably need to explain to a client, you want to have everything written out. A good rule of thumb is treat your client as if they are a baby to social media, as if they don't know anything about a social media management service, and your onboarding process is the entire thing to keep them engaged and keep them ready for the things that comes next. And with that being said, guys, make sure you are always being clear about every single thing that you do. Literally, if you do not have the skills to do a job, just tell your client that. If you feel like a little bit unconfident or can't figure out some different ways to do a job or service that you have, it is literally okay to tell your clients that. I am huge on building and teaching people how to build businesses based around trust and transparency. I have done the whole, yeah, I can do it, but I don't actually know that I can do it, and literally failed, wasted people's time and money. And I seriously cannot tell you how shitty of a feeling that is. And if you can, I want you to avoid it. Only take on jobs that you know that you can do. Be clear and concise about what you are, the services that you provide, and what your agency is, and then work your ass off to make sure you can deliver those services better than anybody else around. This is a bit of a quick video, but I hope you guys really enjoyed it. A lot of times these social media gurus sell the idea that you can build a social media marketing agency, land a whole bunch of clients, spend $3 an hour outsourcing all of your work to people overseas, and still have a successful business. And unfortunately, that's not how any of this works. You really have to spend hundreds of hours learning social media, and then you have to spend another few hundred hours learning and figuring out how you can provide a really great service to clients. Remember, there are two big parts of our business, and the biggest part is an agency, which means you partner with other business owners, and keeping those business owners happy is literally just as important as learning the game of social media. So like I said, guys, I hope this video really helped. Make sure to click the first link down in my description. I'm going to leave a lot of free resources that you guys can use. Some of them you might not have thought about yet. A lot of them I mentioned in this video, but all of them you're literally going to need in order to grow your business. It's 100% free, and I promise it's not like an email funnel for me to sell you anything. Hell, I probably won't even email you, but just make sure you click this link below because you're going to need a lot of that stuff. And guys, as always, if you found this video helpful, make sure to leave a like, make sure to drop a comment, and join my Discord channel. Guys, it is literally going down in there. It's a really great way to access me and a community of like-minded people. So guys, thanks again for watching this video, and until next time, peace.